All right, we're going to watch a little film, y'all. Check out Saquon Barkley versus the Steelers. Not his best game. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's check out this first play. You already know I don't like being in gun formation, but it is what it is. All right, let's run it back just a little bit. I always want to see what does the running back see as soon as he gets the ball in his hand. All right, so clearly this is where he's trying to go. But you got this guy in his face immediately. And you got a guy coming. So I don't know if he's a threat yet, but you see him. Sometimes just the sight of the opposite color jersey can make you change your mind, right? But I think this is the problem right there. He's the main issue right now. He's lined up over Becton. And he shoots inside this gap right here. The problem is Jurgens shoots here to get him, and he goes right around him, and he loops back around, and he's right in Saquon's face. Good play by him. Good. That's a good scheme. That's the point of it. So I guess the center got to get a little bit better piece of him. But again, I just think that's a good play by that nose. And you're not expecting him to jump over all the way to this gap and then loop all the way around. And then he's right in Saquon's face and makes him change directions. Good swim technique, gets around him. And basically, he just beats Jurgens. Game of inches. Saquon's got to turn it up. We end up taking a loss. Not a good way to start. Got to get that block. You get that block, you got somewhere you can go. But, hey, football's a game of inches, man. Techniques, little things. I used to say this to my kids all the time. Forget Jalen, forget Saquon, forget A.J. Brown. This guy right here, Cam Jurgens, is the most important player on the field. And I say that because nothing can happen until he moves. You can't go on offense, you can't go on defense. Until he moves the ball, nothing can happen. So he's the most important player on the field. Just took that first step a little bit too wide. You got 5 people on the line with 2 linebackers, basically. Whatever he decides he wants to be, if he's an edge or if he's a linebacker, they are on the line of scrimmage. So we got to take them into consideration. And then you got your 2 backers right back there. I like being in pistol formation. That means we going downhill. Let's see what we end up with. Okay. Damn. Saquon got some strong ass legs, man. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. What do you see? Looks like he's supposed to be going behind Becton and Lane Johnson. So it looks like right now, this is where he's supposed to be going. You got these 2 guys walled off. So that's a good job by Becton. And good job by Lane Johnson. You get your linemen's back. Whenever you see that back right there, you always run off their back. So this is the way to go. That's where you're supposed to be going. Here's the issue. Now, I don't know if Jurgens got to get, trying to get to the second level. Obviously, he's trying to get to he's here, but this guy's in the gap. And this guy's kind of moving over this way. And he's messing up the flow. Again, because Saquon sees this guy right here. So that's not where you're trying to go. You're trying to avoid the tackling. So maybe he can cut it back, but he sees this guy peeking play side. So maybe that's not a good decision. Yep. So he gets through. He's in the hole. He gets through. He's in the hole. So Saquon has to cut it back. Now, I'll say this again. This is why I like running backs. I like my running backs in ace or pistol formation so we can run downhill. If we go at a gun formation, this play is already blown up. But because Saquon sees it right off the bat, he's already looking. He's already getting his body ready. He's already looking, trying to get his body ready. No. So he's trying to get that way. But you got to remember that guy's coming. So in the corner of your vision right here, you see this guy. But you also, as a running back, you trying to go to where you're supposed to go first. Sometimes you see it before it happens and you can bounce outside or spin out of it or whatever. But more times than not, you're trying to hit the hole first. But I think this guy just blows it up, peeking inside, and we just don't Jurgens doesn't get a good piece of that linebacker. So Saquon turns it up and watch who he carries. Watch him carry the defensive tackle about 4 yards on his back. Watch how strong Saquon is. I believe this is a 9-yard run. So the ball is line of scrimmage is right here. And I think Saquon gets to about right here. And he carries somebody's back. He piggybacks somebody for about 4 to 5 yards. This guy's got ridiculous strength, especially in his legs. We already know what he can squat. Watch. Piggyback. Ridiculous. Ace formation. Or I'm sorry, gun formation. We in gun left. You got two tights. And looks like somebody's about to go in motion. Looks like he may go in motion over here. Let's see. Nope. He's pulling it already. I can tell he ain't going to get it. He's trying to get a piece of this dude. So he's got to come hard this way, and he doesn't come hard enough, and he gets beat across his face. So that's the first problem right there. Is that Wilson? Yeah. He gets beat across his face. You cannot get beat across your face. Don't get beat across your face. You cannot get beat across your face. And that's what happens. And this play doesn't have a chance because you see the delay step. Saquon takes that little jab step to the right, and they do that. You do that for timing because you can't hit the hole too quick. So when you take that little jab step, and that gives whoever's pulling a chance to get in front of you and get to the hole. But Wilson getting beat across his face just blows up the play. Mailata, you take that jab step to let Mailata clear. Wilson has to pick up Mailata's man. He comes through Mailata's gap, and Wilson just gets beat. and it blows up the play. He doesn't even make it to the hole. Another tackle for a loss. This is what, 2-3 yard loss? All right, we ain't gun again. Switching sides. Switching back. I think they're trying to do that just to confuse them. Good play. Good play. Everybody gets frozen. Everybody gets frozen. Good play call against this defense. Look how spread out the defense is. All right. So this is an RPO. Or I think this is a call run, but Jalen is selling it like that. But he's inside. He's coming. He's coming. And that's Jurgens. Whips around. So he's looking inside, but look at all of this space. Look at all of this space. Saquon is right there. That's a good play call right here. Good execution. Get through the hole. Jurgens gets his man. I thought Saquon was going to score on this one. Good hustle by 56. Don't give up on the play. This guy right there, he saved a touchdown. Never give up on the play. Get through there. I thought he was going to shake that last guy, but he didn't. Gets down to the about 3 yard line. We are on goal line, right? So we are on the 4 yard line going in. I want to, number one, again, I need to be an ace or pistol. I need to go downhill. When you are 10 yards or in, you do not want to be in gun formation. You want to be going north and south, period. I do not want to go east and west, not on the goal line. That's just my opinion. I know Kellen Moore, you do what you got to do. However, comma, what I'm saying is when you inside the 10 yard line, let your running backs go north and south, please. Let them get that momentum, go north and south, and get them guys on their heels. Because if they do make the tackle, you want them to make the tackle going forward. You want your running back to always fall forward. And that could be the difference between a touchdown. Getting that ball across the line. So, here comes Minka Fitzpatrick, and this is where Saquon got dinged up. And I think he just took the shot to the side of his knee. Looked like it probably hurt, but I don't think there was anything major that happened. Knock wood. But great play by Minka Fitzpatrick. Mayhaps Jalen should have kept this ball, but I understand. You get the ball in the hands of your best running back on the goal line. I don't know. I don't like, you got to step. Remember, what do I always say? One step is 3 yards of space on the field. So if you get a linebacker to take a step in the wrong direction, that's 3 yards of separation for a running back, for a wide receiver, for a tight end. And now it's the same way in reverse. So Saquon is stepping laterally to Jalen. And in that one step, here comes Minka Fitzpatrick. He's flying. When Saquon should be going upfield. This should not be a tackle for a loss. Worst case scenario in situations like this, you want to at least get to the line of scrimmage. Because Saquon takes that side step, because we're in gun formation, he doesn't even get a chance to do it. Minka Fitzpatrick blows it up straight away. Get your running backs north and south. And it could have been catastrophic. Good play by Fitzpatrick, though. I think we ended up with a field goal after that possession. Okay. Nothing. Another ugly play. Now, this play particularly, I want you to watch Lane Johnson. What I've been talking about this week. What did I talk about with Slay? Losing the battle of physics. How the hell does Lane Johnson lose the battle of physics. Well, I'm going to show you. All right, you get the ball. Lane Johnson's leading on this linebacker, right? So you got to clear the way. Here's where they're trying to go. Here's where they're trying to go. Becton is trying to get his hips around so he can give the running back his back. So he's trying to get his hips around and wall him off. So you got right there. I think your tight ends got enough of 91. So clearly this is your lane. Probably to clear out, maybe get this guy right here. And then you got your linebacker, 59. Watch what he does. Watch what he does. 50. Now, Lane Johnson comes at him a little bit high. He drops his shoulder pads and puts the shoulder pads dead in Lane Johnson's chest. And that is enough. That's enough force to make Lane Johnson take a step back. And what he does is it makes Lane Johnson lose his forward momentum, and basically Lane Johnson is sitting in the hole. He clogs the hole. Just because that dude got under his pads, got in his chest, and that was enough to just disrupt his momentum going forward. And Lane Johnson is dead in the middle of the hole, so Saquon's got to go in a different direction. Number 50 stops this play. Boom. Sometimes you don't have to make the play to make the play. Number 50, this is a technique thing. I think Lane Johnson was a little bit too high. I know that's hard sometimes for the guy that's 6'5", 6'6", to get low, but this is why you do them technique drills and stuff in camp. This is what it's for. This is how you lose the battle of physics. Because sometimes it's not how big you are, it's where your fulcrum is. Where can they fold you over? Or if they get underneath your pads and you still too high, they can take your momentum backwards. Watch Lane Johnson stop in the hole. He hits him dead in his chest. Right there. Nowhere to go. And Saquon's got somebody at his feet. He gets away from that one, but at that point, there's nowhere to go on the line of scrimmage. There's nowhere to go. Everything's black. This is just a lot of mess. There's nowhere to go. Again, good play by the defense. And again, rest assured, Washington's looking at this tape. All right, we got gun formation. There we go. I don't know if somebody missed an assignment. I don't know. Nobody ever came to get him. Nobody ever came to come to get Patrick Queen. He was just sitting there unblocked. I guess they were hoping that he was going to come across. Maybe. Follow a pull or something like that. I don't know. But the cutback lane is right here. It doesn't happen because Patrick Queen is just sitting right in the middle. So I don't know if they just, yeah. He's sitting right in the hole. You got something. If you can get 6 to move over to this side, but he doesn't budge. He takes one step, then he sits tight. And I thought Dickerson was gonna help out and then come to the second level, but he never did. Mailata's got to deal with him. So who's on this guy? Right? He's coming down. I would have. I'm assuming. Let me look and see what Becton does. Does Becton go up to 50? Nope. I don't know. The way this was blocked was weird. Because Patrick Queen was left unattended. And we got nothing from it. It looked like we one guy away. So I don't know what this was. I don't know if that was a blown thing or if they just had the right defense against our play. I'm not sure. But Patrick Queen sitting right there in the hole and was nowhere to go. We are in pistol. Let's see what we got. All right, I see where he's trying to go. But again, you got somebody coming right there to say hello. Here's your lane. But we're one block away. Looks like he's about to get Patrick Queen and try to seal him off. Who's responsible for this guy? Or did they just have it blocked that way? Did Pittsburgh out-scheme us with the running game? And this is part of the reason why Jalen was throwing the ball so well. And this is part of the reason why we need to be running play action a lot more. Matter of fact, if Jalen keeps this and comes back around here, who's out here? Maybe they setting stuff up for later. I don't know. But your play action has got a DB damn near coming down to the line of scrimmage. So that means somebody in the secondary is uncovered or somebody needs some help because you're going to have wide receivers open. But this is how you run a good play action. You got to run the play action. That stepping over and the quick handoff, you got to do a little bit more than that. And you can bring 2 and 3 guys down because Saquon deserves that type of respect. And it opens things up later on down the line. So, bam. Now, let me say this, because I used to say this a lot. Kellen Moore is known for this. Kellen Moore is known for this. It didn't manifest in this play. Play action. Jalen reverses around, and he dumps it off to this guy right here in the flats. Or you got this guy running a route. So look for that in the future. Setting some stuff like that up. So we got numbers over here. So it looks pretty good. Yeah, he got 1 yard, 2 yards. So, all right, we in pistol again. I like it. Call it the line of scrimmage. Trying to take what the defense gives you. Slip through there. Slip through there. What do we see? Let's see what happens when he gets the ball in his hands. All right. I see where he's trying to go. You got a problem right now because this guy's on the outside. This guy's going down and falling literally in the hole. This will be your cutback lane right here. So it looks like we got something. And that puts Saquon one-on-one with 23. And he can make one person miss. That's the kind of battle you want. I'll take Saquon one-on-one with a safety or a DB. But Becton doesn't get a good piece of this guy. I think that's a difficult block for Becton. So that's 95. So Becton's reaching to his left. And Jurgens is gone. That's a hard block for Becton. They even just get a piece of him. Basically, what Becton does is just push him into the hole because that's all he can get of him. That's a hard block right there. It'd be different if he was shaded on his inside leg or something like that. But he in a whole nother gap. He on the shoulder of Jurgens. So that's a hell of a reach by Becton, and ain't really much you can do about that. It's just unfortunately that he fell right in the hole. If he, tries to go a different direction, you got a different result. Right there. And I already saw it. You saw that's what Saquon was looking. You saw that's where he was looking. Bam. That's it right here. Here's your lane, but you see that guy right there in the hole. So you gotta change direction. So maybe if he'd have bounced it outside and just committed to the bounce, maybe he would have made it. He tried to sneak through. He ended up getting through 2 tackles and ended up getting 3 or 4 yards on this. So, he tried to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. But that's your play right there. And I think, it's worked in other times, but they couldn't get that nose. Yeah, that's really tough on Becton. Yeah, he sneaks through. Gets 3. Live with it. All right, we in pistol again. They pretty much kept his defense up most of the game. All right, what do we see? Oh, again. Look at this. Here's where he's looking to go. You got 2 backs. You got Lane Johnson's back. You got Mekhi Becton's back, and they got him over here. Nobody for number 20. So I'm gonna assume that they just didn't see that in film session, and Pittsburgh was just doing something a little bit different with those DBs for extra support. And again, this is probably why Jalen was lighting them up. But the hole is there, but you got to take into consideration this guy. And this guy, this is a small lane, but it's a lane. But he's filling that hole. He's right smack dab in the middle. So as a running back, I see him immediately. And I got to figure out another exit strategy. Or you lower your shoulder and get what you can get. What does Saquon do? He tries to cut it back. As I actually, again, making chicken salad out of chicken shit. He cuts it all the way back and just immediately gets back north and south. And he ends up getting like 7 yards on this play. That was all him because they shut it down. Pittsburgh shut it down pretty well. Good job. And then he gets right back north and south. That was on Saquon on that one. Good job. Watch that one more time. All right, he sees it. All right, so that's not a bad exit strategy. If you can get your head on the other side of that, but it is what it is. You're just trying to keep this guy occupied so he can make that cutback and go. We get a little bit better block here. Maybe something will happen. But I tell you what, that's why when you in film sessions, when you in high school and even sometimes in college, man, you got guys that if the play is not coming your way, your effort is not there. And that's what people will tell you. Every play matters. Doesn't matter where you are. Get your block. Make your block. Because you never know when somebody's going to cut it back. And you never know when your block is the key block. I'll tell you, he got positive yards, though. You get plus 4 yards. That's a win. Pistol formation. You know I'm loving it. Are they going to stay? Yeah. Now, just want y'all to see this real quick. All right, we in pistol formation. So you are tailback. You are at 7 yards deep. 7-yard depth. That gives you plenty of time to see what's in front of you. And whatever your linemen are going to do, they got plenty of time to get to their block. If somebody's pulling, they got plenty of time to do what they got to do. That's why I like pistol more than gun. And we, at the end of the day, remember, running backs want to go north and south, not east and west. All right. Same thing. I see where he's trying to go. That's a problem right there. We going to get it back right here. We going to get that back. We don't get that other back because this is where your lane should be. But again, where does he end up? Where does he start? Like Becton just gets beat across his face. Nope, I take that back. That linebacker feels. The linebacker comes through there. Who's that? Who is he? Is that the edge? That linebacker jacked it up. He jacks it up. He slips through, and that's what Saquon's got to deal with. And he just messes up the play. Still gets positive yards. Can't get mad at that. He still gets, 4 yards? Like a lot of these plays, 1 block away. 1 block away. Get a better little piece of that. And look at that. If he doesn't get Saquon's jersey, if Mekhi Becton can just get a better piece of 41, that makes all the difference in the world. And even when Saquon bounces it, that ends up being a 10 to 15 yard gain because he gets slowed down by the dude grabbing his jersey. Football's a game of inches, man. If you can hold that block for 0.2 seconds longer, that dude does not get a jersey. Look at that. That's all it took. If he doesn't grab that jersey right there, look at this. I'm liking this. He's right off of Smitty's butt, and he's gonna beat him to that spot. So that turns into maybe a 10 to 20 yard gain, possibly to the house. I don't know. It's hard to see who's behind him, but that's a much, much bigger gain than what we got out of that, man. Just that little, just not being able to get enough of him. Just a little chicken wing, just enough to knock his momentum off just a little bit, prevents him from grabbing Saquon's jersey, and we have a much bigger game. Game of inches, man. Almost. Remember that dude in Apocalypto? Almost. Inside. We stick to the inside. All right. You got a back. You got a back. So this looks like your lane. He's coming. But if he makes the tackle, I think we can make the tackle going this way. I can live with that. I'll take what? 6 yards? I can live with that. Where's the line of scrimmage? That's the line of scrimmage. And we ended up with We ended up with 6 yards on that play. I can live with that. You get plus 4 yards as a carry as a running back. You in good shape. You're not gonna pop it every play. Pistol again. Comes in motion. Oh! Okay. I don't know. Yeah, not much. Don't know what this guy's getting you. Maybe you're looking this way. He's right here. So yeah, I would think this would be an exit strategy right here. Not looking great. And he tries to spin. If he gets that spin and gets here, that'll be pretty, but I don't think he gets it. I think he'd have been better off just hitting the hole, taking your chances. All right, we on the goal line. We on the goal line coming out. Do I even need to say this? You damn sure don't want to be in gun formation here. Sheesh. Damn. That's just me. If you're in pistol formation and all your momentum is going forward, you might be able to break that tackle. If you're right here instead of right here, and you got all your momentum going this way rather than this way, you might be able to break that tackle. That's just me. And 56 might not get a hand on you because he comes upfield first. Because look what he does. He's trying to respect Jalen. He's trying to respect Jalen's ability to pull it and take off. But got out of that hole. So we are on the 3-yard line. And how much do we get? I'll take 5 yards, especially in that position, that location. I'll take that. Back at pistol formation. I don't know what that was. That looks good. I see your extra strategy right there. That's where you're supposed to be. I see where you're thinking. But Becton, his block gets loose, and he ends up coming right there in the hole. Right there in the hole. One block away, man. Hold that block, man. Just a little bit longer, dog. Come on, big dog. Just a little bit longer. Give me a half a second. Give me a half a second more. Hold that block, dude. Another potential big play. If you keep that block just that much longer, that's another big play possible. I see the hole right. Who's back there? Who's back here? Who's back here? Saquon's still running. Hold that block, big dog. Hold that block. Almost. Almost. Ooh, I thought Saquon had this one. I thought he had this one. All right, I see Calcaterra's pulling. So Calcaterra's coming through here. Got to get that block. And somebody gets through and gets Saquon's feet. Just gets enough to trip him up. If he doesn't get tripped up, he makes that cut on that DB and he scores. Two four gets a hand on him, and it trips up Barkley just enough. If Barkley doesn't get tripped up, he either runs this guy over or just puts a fake on him and just goes. But because this guy got a hand on him just enough to trip him up, he can't make that cut because it looks like he's setting him up and trying to cut back to go. If he doesn't get tripped up, he makes this cut and he scores. I think he scores. He knows it. He knows it. He knows it. Yep, that was just enough. That was Joey Porter Jr. Oof. I'm not liking the way this is looking. You get the ball. He's in hot pursuit. He's about to be in the hole. He's stopping. You got to get up here, get through that hole. You're leading. I like the backs right here. You got Becton's back. You got Lane Johnson's back. And is that who's 47? I'm not even sure who that is. I got to look his name up. But you got his back. So you got to get through the hole. So I'm not sure. He looks like he's gone a little bit too far. He needs to be in the hole already. And he can clear out this guy. I'm not sure how this is going to end. Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is when he slid. Jurgens. Jurgens can't secure that block. And he comes through. And Saquon's got nowhere to go. Yeah. Stoutland could not have been happy with this game at all. Again, what is going on? They were committed to stopping Saquon. Run blitz. Minka Fitzpatrick comes in. Jurgens doesn't get a piece of him. Move too late. You're trying to go up to the second level. He had you tied up, and you couldn't get off the block and get Minka Fitzpatrick comes through here on a run blitz. You're engaged, and you try to break off just to get a piece of him, and you just don't. That's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. Might be a little bit of defensive holding on 57. Watch him grab that arm. Jurgens is trying to put that arm out just to give him just a piece of a chicken wing, just to slow him down a little bit. And my man, he got a piece of that arm right there. So it is what it is. Fair play. Yeah. Minka Fitzpatrick was in his bag today. All right, we overload right on this one. Pistol overload right. All right, what do we see? We got the ball in our hands. What do we got here? We got a back right here. We got leading through, so that looks like there's your lane right there. Is LJ going to be able to wheel his hips around and seal this guy off? So this is our lane. Becton, that's tough. Becton's got to get them hips around so he can wall them off. I don't know if that's going to be able to happen. Let's see what happens. Nope. And then Becton gets rolled up on. Ugh. Yeah, I guarantee you. Like, you can see the frustration. Like, look at Barkley after this play. Like, he just kind of sits on the ground and shakes his head. Like, he's frustrated. Frustrated. It could not have been a fun time in the meeting room. All right, we're gonna end it up on that, man. So that was not the best. That was not the best game by our offensive line. And props to the Steelers. They had a game plan, and they were infiltrating and getting past the line of scrimmage and disrupting a lot of stuff that we had to do. We had a couple opportunities for some big plays. Saquon had the one big run. But couple others, man, you hold that block just for a second longer, half second longer, just a tick. And Saquon can do some big things. So that's the way it goes sometimes. The other guys get paid too. But we handled our business. Jalen Hurts took it to the air. Now everybody knows you got to pick your poison, right? And we're in a good spot. We got to do some things better. And I think we will. And I think we will handle business against Washington in Washington. So I will see you then. And until the next time, go Birds.